Oh, by the way, also, Mike, another factor, just where you're fully aware. Considering that Tattoo Pro, the tattoo studio that you run, ended up being used to make identifying markers for your, corrupt cop buddy, within Davidson County's precinct at the time that I got wrongfully arrested, and my civil liberties breached. Ultimately, that ends up going ahead and putting that business directly, you know, in jeopardy, considering the factor that, now it will be considered a criminal organization. Not to mention that, but who the fuck is going to want to get a tattoo from somebody that's, potentially their customers end up getting set the fuck up to get locked up and end up with a record, and then the factor that, that car dealership in Hickory, Mike Johnson's Toyota, ended up being used to remove the airbag from my vehicle before that attempted murder, attempted vehicular manslaughter. That right there is enough to end up proving premeditation, to end up not only shutting down the dealership, but also getting you locked up, fed time for almost 20 years. Oh, security fraud, breaking and entering, obtaining property under false pretenses, reputational damages, loss of opportunity, loss of revenue. Yeah. Ultimately, that's enough to be able to go ahead and bankrupt every business that you fucking own. And considering that you use not one but two different businesses, for criminal means, that ultimately means that, that insurance payout that you were hoping to be able to intercept, that right there was misappropriated funds, embezzlement, insurance fraud, security fraud, obtaining property under false pretenses. Like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that. But, yeah, premeditated attempted murder, which, I do believe, considering that that was not the first attempt. The first attempt was spreading rumors about me and getting me wrongfully convicted, where I ended up on life support and in a coma. Yeah, the restitution's going to end up in the millions, which will end up bankrupting every single business that you have, which I'm pretty sure you have family members that invested. Pretty sure what Chris ended up investing, your mom ended up your family members, all right? Ultimately, that means that you're beholden to them at any of your businesses, and they're about to get shut the fuck down. All because of the factor that you don't know how to let go of a grudge. Alright? And fucked up thing is, quite literally, it's a war that you started because you thought that everything was going to work out in your favor. But now everybody knows how much of a fucking snake you are. I'm pretty sure that's going to tank your car sales. I'm pretty sure too that nobody's going to want to end up getting a tattoo from you either, because, when those tattoos end up leading to an immediate wrongful incarceration just to get somebody's biometrics within the system wrongfully, through breaches of Fourth Amendment. Oh, can't forget that illegal surveillance factor, because, with that accident being a smokescreen to commit another breaking and entering and obtaining property under false pretenses and burglary. I'm pretty sure at this point society is going to view you as radioactive. I know you didn't want anybody to know that you were down bad, but now everybody knows that you're down bad. And I'm pretty sure, the people that were assisting you, the accessories to premeditated attempted murder and insurance fraud, and identity theft, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're aware too, the factor that the evidence is all there because you're sloppy as fuck. Because you're so blinded by your arrogance that you think all you gotta do is lay down the charm a little bit with women, and that, ultimately your ass is gonna end up getting saved. But all the women that you ended up fucking with, quite a few of them ended up going ahead and revealing how much of a chauvinistic, misogynistic douchebag you are, and ultimately are really happy that you're in the crossfire to end up getting locked up with the key thrown away from you. because of the factor that what you attempted to do with fabricating evidence, and you can't forget too the whole uh, forgery, with the falsified documentation, with the whole predatory power of attorney, all that. Yeah, that right there, your assistance with helping the homeless shelter with defrauding me too, because of me pointing out their fraud, with the simple question of, all right, so this whole situation going to trial, how the fuck do you think that you're going to be able to defend, predatorily preying on homeless people and quite literally going ahead and profiting despite being under a non-profit? And you send the people to go cash a check and have to walk all around town to go pay every single fucking bill, when meantime you're a representative payee, that your job is quite literally to collect the money, cash the check, and pay the fucking bills. And by the way, that's a service that the bank offers for free with a little something called auto pay. How are you going to explain your predatory charging practices, to profit while being a nonprofit? And quite literally, your business model being a service that the bank offers for free. Because that sounds like deceptive practices, and enough to, lose your tax-exempt status. But, please, continue on telling me how the fuck I don't know what I'm talking about, because, I'm pretty sure not only do I have the evidence, but Internal Affairs has the evidence, and had to do a massive cleanup of the department. So, what the fuck do you think you could hide from me? What information do you think that you could try to lord over me?